everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and today we are back with another Aftertalk. This is the last Aftertalk of the first half of the Formula 1 season. Next week I am back, of course, with an Aftertalk, but not of Formula 1. I'm back then with MotoGP because that's starting again. If you want to, if you're gonna watch that, then I have something special for you guys. Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream with my boyfriend and with my sister building that car you can see like right down here. It's a Lego McLaren car. We're going to be building that while watching the Moto3, Moto2 and MotoGP races because I've got to do an aftertalk on that. And what better way to do it than with a watch along. I've always wanted to do one, so I'm gonna do one, and it's gonna be fun. So you guys can get to watch along as well. If you guys are watching along on like Sky Sports, I'm not sure if they broadcast it. I know Ziggo Sports does it in the Netherlands, but that's all I know. But there are like streaming platforms which stream it. I sometimes go and watch it on there because Ziggo doesn't broadcast it because of like something else in between. But anyway, enough MotoGP talk. We're going to be talking about Formula 1. Well, let's just say during the race Ferrari really took the L. Yeah, Ferrari took the big L. But yeah, Hungary. Last year, I'm not sure if you guys are able to remember it, but last year Esteban Ocon won the race. It was a crazy race. Valtteri Bottas took out his bowling ball and, done some bowling on the track. He needed a vacation, alright, guys. He needed a vacation. That was actually the first DNF of Lando Norris for that entire season. And it wasn't even his own fault. Like, crazy. Crazy stuff. The least laps driven was 20 by Robert Kubica, who done some testing, I think. Yeah, he done some testing. The fastest guy was Carlos Sainz with a 1 minute 18.750, and Max Verstappen was only 0.130 behind that in FP1. Yeah. Also, Sebastian Vettel announced his retirement before the season, or before that race, before that session even started. And after the race, like Monday, the news came out that Fernando Alonso is going to be taking his place at Aston Martin. So there's now a spot free at Alpine, and I believe that Oscar Piastri is going to take that place. I really want him to. He's a rookie. And also Nicholas Latifi is going to go out of Formula 1, I believe, for next year. And in that place, we're going to have an American with the name of Logan Sargent. He's been doing rather well in Formula 2. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So, run FP2. Let's go. Fastest man, Charles Leclerc, with a 1 minute 18.445, and with 0.217 seconds behind it was Lando Norris. How did we get there? You guys are asking. Yeah. It was also the weekend of the European Championship ladies football, and the UK people won, and like it was amazing. Like the ladies just showed the guys who are boss, against Germany. It's great. It's just great. I wanted them to win. My dream came true. The least laps driven were by Alexander Albon. I believe he spun. in FP2. Like he threw away his tires. big time. Only 20 laps, but yeah, that's all. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton on P11. That's not good in FP3, FP2. But then the big surprise came on Saturday morning. Like, how? It was raining. There was supposed to be rain predicted. They were getting the intermediate tires out, I believe. They don't show what tires they used, but it was different colors. Different colors on P1 and P3. We're used to seeing red in the top 3 after each session, which was Ferrari, of course. But the third man, Alexander Albon, the first man, was Nicholas Latifi. And I'm like, how? Like, what? And then later on he said, like, I can drive. I can. Least laps driven were 10 by Max Verstappen. Like I said, it was raining. So, yeah. The fastest time from Nicholas Latifi was a 1 minute 41.480, and Leclerc was only 0.661 behind that. But yeah. I didn't watch it, but because I was at work. But yeah, it was alright. Q1. The guys who got out of Q1 was Nicholas Latifi, Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Yuki Tsunoda. So yeah, that's pretty not fun for the guy who's gonna leave Formula 1 next year. But then again, you know, that's really where Aston Martin now stands. It's always at the back. The fastest man was, if it was last year, it would be no surprise. But now in this year, it will be a surprise. Lewis Hamilton with a 1 minute 18.374. And George Russell was only 0.033 behind that. Yeah. It was close. It's always close. Least laps driven were 7 by Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah. Q2, the guys who got out were Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Guan Yu Zhou, and Checo Perez. Least laps driven, Fernando Alonso, only 3, and he's third. Yeah, crazy. Fastest man was Max Verstappen with a 1 minute 17.703, and Charles Leclerc in second with only 0.065 seconds behind that. Q3, it got crazy. Like, people were not improving, and Max had issues, and then George Russell got pole. Like, this was just probably one of the craziest qualifying sessions I've ever seen this season. Like, just crazy. For George Russell, it's his first pole, and he is now the 105th driver who had started on pole position. And spoiler alert, he had a good start from pole position. And also the first pole position for Mercedes. That just says how good they're doing. The fastest time was a 1 minute 17.377, and Carlos Sainz was only 0.044 behind that. Max Verstappen 10th, because he had engine issues. And in the end, they were going to change some of the the power units for both Max and Perez. But because they stayed within the amount of power units, engines, and all of that technical stuff they can use throughout a season for free, they did not get a penalty. But next race, or the next time when they do need to change another power unit, they will get a penalty. And I believe for power unit it's like 5-ish, because power unit is pretty strong. It's important. For an engine, you get 10. For the full engine, you get 10. And for some parts, it's like only 3. Like gosh, I call it the exhaust or something. I don't know. Diffuser. Pierre Gasly also changed some of his stuff, but he started from the pit lane because he did not. He got outside of the required stuff. So let's take a look at the grid. Yeah, Pierre Gasly, it automatically says right there. So, front row, George Russell and Carlos Sainz. Probably a long time since we have seen a Ferrari and a Mercedes together on the front row. I believe that was like in the time when Vettel... No? In the time when, like 2019. I don't know. Second row, Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. They're best mates. Then on the third row, Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso, teammates. On the fourth row, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas, all teammates. Fifth row, Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen, again, old teammates. On the sixth row, Perez and Guan Yu. On the seventh row, Kevin Magnussen and Lance Stroll. Eighth row, Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. Ninth row, Alexander Albon and Sebastian Vettel. And on the last row, it's just Nicholas Latifi and Pierre Gasly started from the pit lane. But yeah, let's go through with all that happened during the race. So, during the race, we had 2 virtual safety cars. And the virtual safety car is kind of like a normal safety car, but there is no actual safety car driving around the track. And basically it gets ended whenever. Like normally with a normal safety car situation, the safety car is fully ended once the safety car is back into the pit lane and the drivers have all gone over start finish. Luckily we didn't have that because it's quite boring and quite slow, and well, it's not really boring, it's more like intense. The first one we had was on the first few laps. There was some debris, but no drivers out. There was like a mirror from one of the drivers on the track. It was from Alexander Albon, but he was able to continue with the damage. He did not have too much of an issue. The second one was near the end of the race. They only had like 1 lap left to race. And that was because of Valtteri Bottas, whose car just gave up. So he'll probably get another engine in 3 weeks for Belgium, unless they can fix it. Yeah. Yuki Tsunoda is the only driver to be lapped twice. And the rest, like Latifi, Albon, Magnussen, Ricciardo, Schumacher, Guan Yu, Gasly, Stroll, Vettel, Ocon and Alonso were all lapped once. And Bottas is like he DNF'd. The winner was Max Verstappen. And second, Lewis Hamilton. I mean, this is basically kind of like what my father predicted, what my father said. Lewis Hamilton is not strong at the beginning of the season, but as the season progresses, he progresses upwards. You know, in the list, he becomes more one with the car, and this is what we're seeing now. At the beginning, he was not really satisfied with the car. It was quite slow, but now he's had his like 5th consecutive podium in a row, and this is the second time that Mercedes have been on the podium with both drivers, and also quite frankly in the same order as last race. Yeah. Carlos Sainz in 4th, Perez in 5th, Charles Leclerc in 6th. Ferrari took the massive L there with their strategy. they just put Charles on the hard tire, and in the conditions that were there during the race, those hard tires are so hard to warm up, to get up to temperature. So why did they send out Charles on the hard tire? I mean, I know they didn't have fresh soft tires, but like, just go ahead on the softs. You know, like, even with used softs, you can still drive perfectly. You know, like some MotoGP drivers, they use a used tire during the race, and some of them actually get a good result. But that's because of like the weather conditions, and it depends on how many laps they have been driven on. Like if the just like a little bit has been driven on, like 1 or 2 laps, well, technically 3. It's like out lap, timed lap, cool down lap, or in lap, as some people would call it. Like, then the tire is still fine. Like, it might be a little bit of damage on the tire, but it's still perfectly fine. My throat's a bit dry. I can feel it already drying up. I need to drink something really soon. But yeah. There were some stats on Twitter which were like, oh, it's like this many time that Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen shared the podium together. But yeah, I can't remember which one it was. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, really. So, next Formula 1 race is at the end of August, the 26th of August up to 28th of August, and that's the longest circuit on the track, Spa on the calendar, Spa-Francorchamps, where this weekend there was also the 24 hours of Spa, and the Iron Dames, they are women, they won the race, the 24-hour long race, and you know, women can do it too, guys, so watch your backs. This also proves that more women, or this will also make so probably more women would come and race in there. But yeah, we're now also gonna check out the MotoGP, because like, they're coming next week. Yeah, next weekend they're there. And then the 21st of August, then they're back with things. So I will have the next week there's an after talk, but the week after that there's no after talk, and then there is an after talk. And then the week after that there's Formula 1. The week after that it is MotoGP and Formula 1. Yeah. They don't finish on the same dates, which is kind of weird. But yeah. There we go. My throat's getting dry, so I should stop talking now and have something to drink. But first, I want to check out if I've got anything like on my Instagram, like saved on Instagram. Could be. I don't think I have on this. Oh wait, I do have one. It's a funny one. Sorry, just had to go for a little. It's this one. This is skills, alright? This is skills. And it saves time. Like getting the tires out to move them. It just saves so much more time. Like carrying 2 at the same time. But yeah, that's it for today's After Talk. Formula 1 will be back in 3 weeks. But until then, we are gonna have to enjoy MotoGP, which isn't that bad, to be honest. I mean, the races are pretty short. But then again, they are way more exciting. Like, out of all the races that are there, like MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3, the Moto3 is the most exciting because, like, every corner they go in, it's like there's another driver ahead, and the next corner, oh, the other driver's ahead, and it keeps going. Like, it's crazy. Like, I love it. I love it. There was one race of MotoGP in Assen, which will always be my favorite, because that looked like a MotoGP Moto3 race. Like, there were like 7 or 6 drivers all fighting for the victory, and then Marc Marquez snatched the victory coming out of the last corner. That was like the Grand Prix weekend with the least amount of crashes. Like in the MotoGP, there was only like one. Like Danilo Petrucci was the only one who crashed. But yeah, that's it for today's Aftertalk video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like this video if you did. Subscribe if you're new. But that's it from me for now. And I shall see you guys in another Aftertalk video. Oh, by the way, guys, I am starting a new series, and that is a tutorial on the game Pirates of the Caribbean: Tides of War. I've been playing it a lot, and I want to get more people to play it. So I'm going to be doing tutorial videos. So like every now and then it will pop up, and you'll get to know the game a lot better, and I'm hoping you guys are going to play it alongside with me. I have my own alliance, and yeah. In one of the videos I'm going to show it how you get into the alliance. I will probably show it in my Discord, so go down below. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!